Hey there everybody, this is Will and welcome to an episode called Maximum Classics, where I read to you instruction manuals that are classical video game literature. So let's begin with Strider, shall we? Once upon a time, by the year of 1998, a series of disasters that had plagued the world came to a long-awaited end. The future of Earth remained uncertain. People realized the desperate situation they were in and began to use the energy they had once saved for fighting one another to help the poor and the homeless. Isn't that nice? Gradually, through the efforts of a great many caring human beings, the standard of living rose to a tolerable level. A few years later, in a small Eastern European nation called Kazafu, unusual activity was reported by a rancher. He said that he had seen several red dots move across the sky and disappear behind a mountain. They made no sound at all, he said. 3 days after the sighting, though, creatures that no one had ever seen before surfaced in the capital city. They leveled the capital in a matter of days. Nothing remained but the rubble of demolished buildings and the occasional desperate cry of someone trapped beneath them. The creatures marched across the entire European continent, doing the same kind of damage they had in Kazafu. Not long after, North and South America met with the same fate. Just weeks after the beings had first exposed themselves, 5 entire continents had been completely wiped out. Any survivors were taken and used as slaves. Their lives had become a horrible nightmare from which they might never awaken. The wicked mind behind the devastation was Mayo, the Grand Master who studied the life patterns of Earth's inhabitants from his home on a distant nebula. His ultimate plan was to rule the world from a space station that he had built between Earth and its lone moon. The third moon would serve as his control and planning center. News reports told of the sheer annihilation of 80% of the living things on the planet. The report was picked up by the inhabitants of a small island called Morales, somewhere in the South Seas. Morales was the secret training location for the Striders, the last defenders of justice on Earth. Hiryu, the youngest man ever to achieve the rank of A-class Strider, was assigned the incredible task of getting through the armies of creatures and stopping Grandmaster Mayo from carrying out his plans. You can help Hiryu, guide him from the city of Kazafu through the entire regions of Siberia and the Amazons, and finally to the third moon space station and the final showdown with Mayo. So everybody, this is the classical piece, the opening introduction of Strider on the Sega Genesis, and I do hope you like that little piece of literature, and as always, in the meantime, in between time, take care, my friends.